everyone, another video tayo. So ngayon is, ang pag-aaralan natin is Grades and Math, Quarter 1, Module 4. So nasa Module 4 pa rin tayo ng Grades and Math. At ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon is about sum to infinity. Sa nakaraang lesson natin, pinag-aralan natin ang geometric series. Kapag sinabi mong geometric series, ito yung sum ng geometric sequence. So ngayon naman, ang pag-aaralan natin is sum to infinity. You can take the sum of an infinite geometric sequence only in some special circumstance that the common ratio is between -1 and +1. So, ang sum to infinity, magagamit mo lang siya sa mga special na circumstances kapag ang kanyang common ratio is between -1 and +1. So, hindi mo siya magagamit sa lahat, no? Dapat titingnan mo ang kanyang common ratio kung -1 ba ito between -1 and +1. At ang formula sa pagkuha ng sum to infinity is sum to infinity is equal to the first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. Example number 1, what is the sum to infinity of 1/4, 1/16, 1/64? Okay, so isolve natin siya. First, ang gagawin natin is hahanapin natin ang kanyang common ratio kasi dapat ma-identify natin kung ang kanyang common ratio is between -1 ba and +1. So, common ratio, sa pagkuha ng common ratio, again, second term divided by the first term. So, ang second term natin is 1/16 divided by 1/4. Okay, so common ratio is equal to 1/16. Kapag nag-divide ka ng fraction, ang gagawin mo is itong iyong divisor, kasi ang nasa taas is dividend. So, itong iyong divisor, itong nasa baba na fraction, is kunin mo ang kanyang reciprocal. Okay, so, review lang tayo ng konti sa basic natin about fraction. Kasi I know yung iba nalimutan na siya, no? Sa tagal na kasi nasa elementary pa ang lesson na to. So, kukunin mo ang reciprocal ng iyong divisor. Ano yung reciprocal? Ang reciprocal is kabaliktaran. So, kung 1/4 yan siya, ibig sabihin ang kanyang reciprocal is 4/1. Kasi ang kabaliktaran ni 1/4 is 4/1. Okay, so 4/1. And ang iyong division, gagawin mong multiplication. Okay, so gawin mo siyang multiplication. So 1/16, i-multiply mo sa reciprocal ng iyong divisor. Okay, so yun ang rule ng division of fraction, ha. Tatandaan nyo na yun ang rule. Ganun talaga ang gagawin mo kapag division of fraction. Kasi sa fraction, actually sa fraction wala talaga tayong division. Kasi gagawin natin siyang multiplication. Okay? So kukunin mo lang ang kanyang reciprocal. So proceed tayo. So common ratio is equal to, kapag multiplication of fraction, i-multiply ang numerator, i-multiply ang denominator, then reduce into lowest term, meron ka ng sagot. So ang numerator natin, 1 times 4 is 4/16 times 1 is 16. Okay, so common ratio, 4/16, i-reduce natin into lowest term sa pamamagitan ng pag-divide sa kanila pareho ng 4. Okay, so ang GCF nila or greatest common factor is 4. Kapag nag-reduce ka ng fraction into lowest term, ang gagamitin mo is GCF. Kasi meron ding nagtanong sa isang video na saan ko kinuha yung dinivide ko. Yun ang tinatawag nating GCF. So, 4 divided by 4 is 1/16 divided by 4 is 4. So, ang common ratio natin is 1/4. Okay, so nakita na natin ang ating common ratio. Now, ang sabi niya, between -1 and +1. So, si 1/4, +1/4 is pasok siya sa positive, -1 and +1. Kasi, less than 1 siya, okay? Ngayon, isolve na natin ang sum to infinity sa pamamagitan ng ating formula na sum to infinity is equal to first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. Okay, so sum to infinity is equal to first term natin, 1/4, divided by 1 minus common ratio natin na 1/4. Okay, so dito talaga masusubok ang knowledge natin about fraction. So, puro fraction yung haharapin natin. So that's why napaka-importante po talaga ng basics na matutunan natin sa ating elementary days. Okay, so proceed tayo. 1/4. Kopyahin lang natin si 1/4. And then 1 minus 1/4. So, isolve muna natin siya. 1 minus 1/4. Kukunin mo ang kanilang LCD or least common denominator. So, ang LCD nila is 4. Si 1 automatic na meron yan siyang denominator na 1. So, LCD is 4. 4 divided by 1 kasi si 1 merong LCD. Invisible yan siya. Sorry, a denominator na 1, hindi LCD. Okay, so 4 divided by 1 is 4 times 1 is 4. Minus 4 divided by 4 is 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, so ganyan pag-solve ha. Again, para ma-refresh lang ang utak natin, kukunin natin ang LCD, i-divide natin sa denominator, i-multiply sa numerator. So, pwede na natin silang i-subtract kasi meron na silang magkaparehong denominator. So, ang denominator natin is 4. 4 minus 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, so 1 minus 1/4 is equal to 3/4. So, ilagay na natin si 3/4 dito sa baba. So, proceed tayo. Okay, so nakita nyo na division of fraction naman siya. So, gaya ng ginawa natin kanina, hahanapin natin ang reciprocal ni 3/4. So, 1/4. Ang reciprocal ni 3/4 is 4/3. Tapos, i-change natin ang division to multiplication. Or pwede nyo gamitin ang butterfly method kung gusto nyo. So, sum to infinity is equal to 1 times 4 is 4 over 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so ito na ba yung final answer natin? Hindi pa. Kasi si 4/12, pwede natin siyang i-reduce into lowest term sa pamamagitan ng GCF nila na 4. Okay, so pwede natin silang i-divide pareho sa 4. Okay, so sum to infinity is equal to 4 divided by 4 is 1 over 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, so the sum to infinity is 1/3. So ito na yung sagot natin. Another example tayo, what is the sum to infinity of negative 1/3, 1/9, and negative 1/27. Okay, so kaya nga nagsabi ko na fraction ang haharapin natin ngayon. So first, ang unang gagawin natin is kukunin natin ang common ratio ng ating geometric sequence para malaman natin kung pwede ba natin gamitin ang ating sum to infinity. Okay, kasi again, dapat ang kanyang common ratio is between negative 1 and positive 1. Okay, so hanapin na natin si common ratio. Common ratio is equal to second term. Second term is 1/9 divided by the first term, negative 1/3. So, common ratio is equal to 1/9. Kukunin natin ang reciprocal ni 1/3. So, ang reciprocal ni negative 1/3 is negative 3/1. And then, gawin nating multiplication ang division. So, common ratio is equal to 1 times negative 3 is negative 3/9 times 1 is 9. Okay, so 3/9, i-reduce natin into lowest term sa pamamagitan ng pag-divide sa kanila pareho ng 3. Okay, so divided by 3. So, ang GCF ni 3 at 9 is 3. So, negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1 over 9 divided by 3 is 3. So, therefore, ang ating common ratio is negative 1/3. Dapat pala si negative nasa gitna. Okay, so negative 1/3. So now, dahil may common ratio na tayo, so ang common ratio natin is negative 1/3. So therefore, between negative 1 and positive 1 siya, no? So, pwede natin gamitin ang ating sum to infinity. So, sum to infinity is equal to first term over 1 minus the common ratio. So, ang first term natin is negative 1/3 over 1 minus the common ratio na negative 1/3. Don't forget your sign na negative. Napaka-importante po yan. Usually, dyan po tayo nagkakamali. Okay? So, negative 1/3 over 1. Negative times negative, magiging positive siya. 1/3. So, isolve lang natin itong 1 plus 1/3. Same pa rin, kukunin natin ang LCD. So, ang LCD nila is 3 kasi si 1 ang denominator niya is 1. So, 3 divided by 1 na denominator ni 1, invisible. Isipin mo na lang na invisible. So, 3 divided by 1 is 3 times 1 is 3 plus 3 divided by 3 is 1 times 1 is 1. So, over 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, so, negative 1/3 over 4 over 3. I-continue lang natin dito. So, sum to infinity is equal to negative 1/3 multiplied by the reciprocal of our 4/3 is 3/4. Okay, so si division ginawa nating multiplication at si 4/3 ginawa nating 3/4 kasi reciprocal. So sum to infinity is equal to negative 1 times 3 is 3 over 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so hindi pa ito yung final answer natin. Kasi pwede pa natin siyang i-reduce into lowest term sa pamamagitan ng pag-divide sa kanila ng GCF nila na 3. Okay, so divide 3. So, negative 3 divided by 3 is 1 over 12 divided by 3 is 4. So, therefore, the sum to infinity is negative 1/4. Okay, so napakadali niya lang, no? So, I hope na nasundan ang ating explanation. Kapag medyo nalito kayo sa division of fractions, marami tayong tutorial. So, i-check nyo lang ang ating channel. Marami tayong mga tutorial videos doon kung paano mag-divide ng fractions. Example number 3 tayo. Does the sum to infinity of the sequence negative 1/6, negative 1/2, negative 3 over 2, and negative 9 over 2 exist? Okay, so first, ang common ratio ang hahanapin natin. So common ratio is equal to, the second term is negative 1/2 divided by the first term na negative 1/6. So common ratio is equal to negative 1/2 multiplied by the reciprocal of our divisor. So that is negative 6 over 1. So, common ratio, negative 1 times negative 6 is positive 6 over 2 times 1 is 2. So, common ratio is 6 divided by 2 is equal to positive 3. Okay, so ito na yung common ratio natin. Now, tingnan nyo ang ating common ratio, positive 3. Between negative 1 and positive 1 ba siya? Hindi. Since the common ratio is greater than 1 or greater than positive 1, therefore, the sum to infinity of the given sequence does not exist. Okay, so wala tayong sum to infinity dito kasi ang kanyang common ratio is greater than positive 1. Okay, so I hope na naintindihan nyo ang ating lesson about sum to infinity. That's all for today's video, guys. Sana may natutunan kayo sa ating lesson. See you on our next lesson. Bye!